way back when I was married, my then husband wanted to purchase a car, and his credit was so bad that he needed me as a cosigner. So my credit was bad then. This is before I was a credit expert and all that. I didn't know anything about credit, didn't care. But I co-signed for him, and I was also able to prove that the income was we had great income together. But I got approved through Santander. We all know about Santander. I did an episode about that as well. But we got approved. I didn't want to pay any money down, so we walked off the lot, drove off the lot without paying anything down. So we had a car, so we're like, oh, okay, we're balling out in these streets. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, our interest rate was over 25, I think it was like 25% interest rate. We didn't know what that meant or cared. And the only reason why we did realize that, even though we signed the papers without reading, which is something you never do, but whatever, right? They sent us a card like, hey, we see that your interest rate is 25%. We're going to do you a favor. And we caught our quote unquote mistake. And now you just have to pay 18% interest for your interest rate. And we were like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like, this is great. I called my father to tell him the good news. And I said, Dad, they dropped me from 25 to 18%. Oh my God, this is great. And he was like, well, that is horrible. He was like, that is still bad. Like, I've all the cards in my life I bought, I never had an interest rate that high with bad credit. Like, no, I'm sorry. So he was like, if you like it, I love it. And I loved it at the time. That was just ignorance. They say ignorance is bliss. I was living a blissful life. Okay. But anyway, this is not a flex. So if you get a car, you get approved for a car, and they're telling you this is what your interest rate is, please don't get hyped. This is bad. This is bad. All right. But also keep in mind, when you're in this area, when you're within this credit score, within this range, you are more than likely not going to be approved for much of anything. And I say much of anything because there are some companies out there that will approve you for a mortgage. They will approve you for an auto loan. Look at me. They gave me a 25% interest rate. You will be able to get somebody's insurance somewhere, right? And you will get a credit card. What's the problem? What do you think the problem is? What type of lender do you think that is? Those are called predatory lenders. And what they do is they prey on people that they know have low credit because they know they can hike up those interest rates, and you're going to take the bait because you're desperate. They know that you can't get accepted anywhere. You want a house, you want a car, you want a credit card by any means. And those are the type of companies you actually want to stay away from. If you are desperate, you got to do things and make things happen. This is a judgment free zone. It is what it is. I get it. But at least if you do wind up in this situation, contact me at fixmycreditnow850.com. Let's talk about how to get you out of that situation, because that's not good at all. Okay. Now we're going to talk about subprime, even though it's not categorized like that in FICO. We're just going to roll with the chart. Now, 550 to 620 is not, in my opinion, it's not bad. You could get things done.